Hello and welcome to the World News Update with me, Chris Dabbs, for Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. Trump-Iran talks. The United States says negotiations with Iran are continuing ahead of a deadline set by Donald Trump, as tensions in the Middle East continue to influence global energy markets. Speaking at the White House yesterday, the president said talks are taking place in what he described as good faith, but warned time is running short to reach an agreement.
I can tell you that we have an active, willing participant on the other side. They would like to be able to make a deal. I can't say any more than that. But they'd like to do it.
The Strait of Hormuz remains a central concern for all international partners as the shipping route carries a significant proportion of the world's oil supply. Energy markets are watching developments in the Strait of Hormuz particularly closely because the shipping route handles roughly 20% of the world's traded oil supply. Any disruption to tanker traffic through the strait can quickly affect wholesale oil prices, which in turn can influence the cost of petrol and diesel in the UK and around the world. Fuel pricing analysts, including the RAC, say instability in the Middle East is one of the key factors that can lead to sudden increases at the pumps, as petrol retailers respond to movements in global crude prices. The RAC has also noted that changes in oil markets can take several days or weeks to feed through to forecourt prices, depending on supply contracts and currency movements. Analysts say the current situation is being monitored closely by governments and financial markets because sustained disruption to shipping routes in the region has historically led to volatility in global energy prices and wider inflation pressures. UK military planners are expected to hold discussions with allied partners at the Permanent Joint Headquarters in Northwood on maintaining secure shipping routes linked to the Strait of Hormuz. Around 40 countries are understood to be involved in coordination planning, focused on protecting commercial vessels in the Gulf region, reflecting concern about the potential impact of disruption to global oil supplies. Participating partners are likely to include European, Middle Eastern and Asia-Pacific countries that have previously contributed to maritime security operations in the region. The discussions are expected to focus on contingency planning aimed at ensuring the continued flow of international trade through one of the world's most important energy routes. Resident doctors in England have begun further strike action in an ongoing dispute with the government over pay and working conditions. Health Secretary Wes Streeting told Sky News the NHS is attempting to maintain most planned care during the industrial action, with hospitals prioritising urgent and emergency treatment. Streeting said around 95% of scheduled activity, including tests, scans and some procedures, is expected to continue, although he acknowledged some patients will face cancellations or delays. He also warned that repeated strike action places financial pressure on the health service.
Every time the BMA takes resident doctors out on strike, it costs the NHS about £50 million a day. So this strike action is going to cost us about £300 million.
The British Medical Association, meanwhile, says its members are seeking progress on pay restoration and career progression, arguing that earnings have fallen behind inflation over several years. Health leaders say disruption to planned treatment can contribute to longer waiting times for some patients, as hospitals manage staffing pressures while trying to maintain essential services. And finally, spring sunshine is bringing warmer conditions to some parts of the UK, with temperatures in London expected to reach around 20 degrees Celsius today, which could make it the hottest day of the year so far. Forecasters say high pressure is helping to keep conditions dry and settled across southern areas, with plenty of sunshine and lighter winds making it feel pleasantly warm for early April. More cloud and slightly cooler air are expected later in the week, but for now, many parts of the south are enjoying a welcome spell of mild spring weather. Meteorologists say this kind of variation is typical for April, with temperatures often rising well above average in sunny conditions before dropping back again overnight. And that's all from today's World News Update with Chris Dabbs for Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. I'll be back with more of the day's main stories in the next bulletin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!